actually were at the top of the table over in the Bundesliga with Bayern and Leverkusen duking it out to a draw last time around, which means its situation the same over in Germany. But can they close the gap this weekend? We'll take a little look at next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today is all about Bundesliga. It's all about Matchday 23. That's right, we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop for Bundesliga, Blackburn Rovers, world football. We're going to all hear under one Ruski. That's right, the race for the top is not much of a race at the moment, but it can all change on a coin flip, really. We'll take a look at it in just a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. So what we're going to do now, folks, though, is revisit the last round of games in the Bundesliga, including that draw, and of course look at the Superbru, and then kick on forward to this weekend's action. So here we go, guys, reviewing those last games, and these are them. Kicking all off with a 1-1 draw was my prediction between Augsburg and Leipzig. It was actually a 0-0 draw in the end. Bochum with a 2-0 win over Dortmund. Goodness gracious me, where's that come from? As they boost their survival hopes. I went the other way. St. Pauli also lost to Freiburg. I went the 2-1 win the other way. It was a 1-0 win. What a shit weekend it was for me in the Bundesliga. Meanwhile, Stuttgart losing to Wolfsburg 2-1 on the night. I went with the 2-0 win myself. Mönchengladbach did beat Union Berlin 2-1. I got that one spot on the nose. Leverkusen, a 0-0 draw against Bayern. I went with a 3-2 win. Oh gosh, it is miserable. 3-1 winners, Hoffenheim over Werder Bremen. I went with the 2-0 win. Eintracht Frankfurt did beat Holstein Kiel 3-1. I got that one bang on the nose. And then Heidenheim did lose to Mainz 2-0. I went with the 1-1 draw. What was I thinking? Goodness gracious me. So those, of course, were my predictions. And we'll take a look at the table in just a second as I hopscotch all around here. This is the table right now as you see it. Of course, it is. Did you see that? That's me just moving the Superbru. Of course, Bayern's still kicking ass and taking names. What we're looking at, 8 points clear over Bayern. Leverkusen, the champions. Frankfurt are in third. Leipzig are fourth. And then Freiburg are in fifth. Going down is Holstein Kiel. It is Bochum for the time of recording. But it could all change dramatically over the next few days. But what about the Superbru? Like I said, it's been a bit of a stinker for me this week. So this is the state of play. How about these apples, guys? Tennessee kicking ass with 12.5 points. Dream Marley up there with 11. Vinny Hong also up there with 10 with Lem Richard. I'm down there with 7.5. Pretty shit. A couple of exacts really just keep me in the mixer there. If you see your name in there, please smash the old like. We should be getting up to 50 likes by now. Come on then, guys. Let's do the business. This is, of course, the overall leaderboard. It is Noah. No, 195 for him. Ultra Omerus in second with 185. Tata B is in third right now. Lisa, big move up to number 4. I am in number 10, non-mover, 169. Need a big old points haul this week to really close the gap. So we'll see if we could do just that, guys. We'll see. Of course, the state of play right now, of course, is still up for grabs. But what about the link to the Superbru? Here it is. If you want to get involved, it is 100% free. Get amongst it, get predicting, and see how you do this weekend. So let's look at these games this coming weekend, and these are those. All kicks off on Friday, the 21st of Feb. Freiburg against Werder Bremen. So let's get into it. Coming at you at the Europa Park Stadion. Freiburg under Julian Schuster. They are 5th in the table, 36 points for the season. They've won 3 on the spin. Up against Bremen under Oliveira. Just 1 win in the last 6. They are 10th right now, 30 points for the campaign. They played 51 times since 1993. 13 wins. Freiburg, 28 wins. Bremen, there's been 10 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Freiburg back in August 2023. The reverse fixture, also a 1-0 win for Freiburg back in October. Bremen on the back of that 3-1 loss to Hoffenheim. Freiburg with that 1-0 win over St. Pauli. They were on 3 clean sheets on the bounce for Freiburg in those successive 1-0 wins. The bookies, though, they'll go with Freiburg massively fancied. I'm going with the 2-0 win as well with another clean sheet to make it 4 clean sheets and 4 wins on the spin. Meanwhile, Holstein Kiel up against Bayern because of the current champions who are needing a bit of a boost. Holstein Kiel under Marcel Rapp, they are 18th for the table without a win in the last 5 up against Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso, unbeaten in at least the last 6. Coming at you, the 75% form, they're second right now, 47 points for the season. They played twice since 2003, 1 for Leverkusen, nothing for Holstein Kiel. There has been a draw. That draw was in Leverkusen last season, back in October 2024. Goodness gracious me. Holstein Kiel, though, did lose last time they played at this venue back in August 2003. It was in the DFB Pokal. 3-1 winners it was for Leverkusen way back when. Holstein Kiel, though, losing to Frankfurt most recently. Leverkusen on the back of successive 0-0 draws, drawing with Wolfsburg and then Bayern as their title campaign goes a little bit wobbly. The odds for this one then, Holstein Kiel are massively out-fancied. Leverkusen, the champions, of course, should win this one, going with a 3-1 win in the end. Meanwhile, Mönchengladbach up against Augsburg, coming at you over at Borussia Park. That's right, Gladbach under Gerhard Sieno. They're 8th for the table, 34 points for the season. They're in and beaten in the last 4. Up against Augsburg under just Torup, they're winners in the last 4. 12th for the table, 28 points for the season. They played 30 times since 2007. 11 wins for Gladbach, 10 wins for Augsburg. There's been 9 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 2-1 win for Augsburg back in January 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Augsburg back in October 2024. Augsburg just one defeat against Gladbach in the last 5. They're coming into this on the back of a successive 0-0s. In fact, so back-to-back 0-0s. Haven't scored a goal, though, in the last 3. 1 goal scored in the last 4. Gladbach, they're on the back of that 2-1 away win against Union Berlin. The odds right here, right now. Mönchengladbach should be fancying. Yes, they are. Of course, the bookie's backing them. I'm backing them with the 2-0 win and maybe making a push for that top 4. We'll see. Wolfsburg up against Bochum. Let's go then, shall we, over at the, where are we playing? We're playing at the Volkswagen Arena. Wolfsburg under Ralf Hasenhüttl. They are 9th in the table, 33 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Bochum under Dieter Hecking, 50% form. 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. They sit 16th right now with 16 points to the name. They played 32 times since 1993, 14 wins apiece, and then 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Wolfsburg back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 3-1 win for Wolfsburg back in October. Wolfsburg on the back of that 2-1 win over Stuttgart. They are unbeaten, of course, in a last 4 games. Bochum on the back on that respectable 2-0 win over Dortmund over in Bochum. The odds right here, right now, they'll go with Wolfsburg. They're massively fancied. I'm going with a 1-0 win, just enough to get over the line. Meanwhile, Mainz, they're taking on St. Pauli, coming at you over there in the Miwar Arena. Mainz under Bo Henriksen, just 1 defeat in the last 4. They're 6th in the table, 35 points. Up against St. Pauli under Alexander Blezin, 14th for the table, 21 points for the season. Just they are winless in the last 3. 22 times they have played since 1993. 6 wins Mainz, 7 wins St. Pauli. There's been 9 draws between the two sides. Last time around in Mainz, it was a 2-1 win for the hosts back in May 2011. The reverse fixture, a 3-0 win as it was for Mainz in St. Pauli back in October. Mainz are, of course, unbeaten against St. Pauli over the last 5. They've won 4 and they've drawn the 1. Mainz on the back of that 2-0 win over Heidenheim. They are looking at back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, just conceded 1 goal in the last 4. Up against St. Pauli on the back of a 1-0 loss to Freiburg. Back-to-back games without a goal for St. Pauli. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at it. Mainz, of course, massively fancied. I'm going with a 2-1 win as well. In a tight game, but enough for Mainz to get over the line. Dortmund against Union Berlin, coming at you over at Signal Iduna Park. Dortmund with a busy week. Niko Kovac at the helm. Just 2 defeats in the last 6. They're 11th in the table, 29 points for the season. Up against Union Berlin, Stefan Baumgart, a 42% form for them right now. They've won twice in the last 6. They sit 13th right now with 23 points for the season. They played 15 times in 2006. 11 wins Dortmund, 4 wins Union Berlin. There's been no draws between the two sides. Last time around over in Dortmund, it was a 4-2 win for Dortmund back in October 2023. The reverse fixture in Berlin was a 2-1 win for Berlin back in October. Dortmund on the back of that 2-0 loss to Bochum back-to-back. Actually, no back-to-back. A 2-0 loss to Bochum. They're taking on Sporting Lisbon tonight, where they're expected to eventually get through the Champions League into the round of 16. Union Berlin with a 2-1 loss to Mönchengladbach most recently. The odds right here, right now, what are we looking at? We are looking at, of course, Dortmund should be fancied on this one, heavily backed by the bookies. I'm going with a 3-0 win for Dortmund to raise it up and maybe get their season back on track. Let's go to Sunday now. It's Leipzig against Heidenheim on the 23rd of Feb at the Red Bull Arena. Leipzig under Marco Rosa, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're 4th, 37 points for the season. Up against Heidenheim under Frank Schmidt, just 1 win in the last 6. They're rocking 17% form, and they're 17th for the table with 14 points for the campaign. Played each other 9 times, these two sides, since 2013. 5 wins Leipzig, 1 win Heidenheim. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around in Leipzig, it was a 2-1 win for Leipzig back in December 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Heidenheim. Goodness gracious me, back in October 2024. Leipzig on the back of what are we looking at? 0-0 draw against Augsburg. Heidenheim losing to Mainz most recently. What are we looking at here? The buggies odds. The buggies odds, they'll go with Leipzig. Of course, they will. They are. I wish I had the odds back, my real odds. But they are fancied Leipzig for the victory. I'm going with a 3-1 win in the end. On this one, let's go to Bayern now. But it's Frankfurt, the game of the day, coming at you at the Allianz Arena. Bayern under Vinny Company, top of the pops, 55 points for the season. Lastminute.com against Celtic just the other night. 83% form for them right now. But it's Frankfurt under Dino Topmuller, 58% form, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 3rd, 42 points for the season. They played 58 times since 1992, 36 wins for Bayern, 11 wins Frankie, 11 draws as well between the two sides. Last time around in Bayern, it was a 2-1 win for the champions-elect back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 3-3 thriller over in Frankfurt. Frankie on the back of that 3-1 win of Holstein, Kiel, Celtic, and Bayern with a draw against Celtic most recently at the same venue last night. The odds right here, right now, what are we looking at? Bayern, of course, massively fancy. Of course they are. They should win this one. I'm going with the goal fest, though. 6 goals in it, 4-2 in the end. Bayern taking it to the house. And then we wrap it all up, I believe. What are we wrapping up? Sunday, the 23rd of Feb, is Hoffenheim at Stuttgart. It's coming to the Parizo Arena. Hoffenheim under Christian Ilsner. They are 15th for the table, 21 points for the season, 2 defeats in the last 5 matches. Up against Stuttgart under Sebastian Hoeneß, just 1 defeat in the last 3. They played each other 31 times since 2005. 8 wins Hoffenheim, 13 wins Stuttgart. 10 draws between the two sides. Last time around at the Prizo, it was a 3-0 win for Stuttgart back in March 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-1 draw. 3 of the last 5 between the two sides have ended up all square. Hoffenheim on the back of that 3-1 win over Bremen. Stuttgart losing to Wolfsburg most recently. This was quite tight in my eyes anyway. Hoffenheim out fancied though. Stuttgart still fancied for the W. I'm going with the heavyweight Stuttgart on this one. 2-1 win on the road. And if I'm right, folks, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. It'll be Bayern 58 points. Leverkusen will be on 50. Frankfurt will be in 3rd. Then Leipzig closing in. Going down is Holstein, is Bochum, and then Heidenheim in that dubious playoff spot. That, my friends, is what I've got for you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the like. Make sure you hit the little bell. We'll go again, guys, next weekend. But until then, we're done.